E5 and meeting Todd Brown, what was my business like? So it was really very random, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. It kind of, went through a whole lot of evolutions of different things with no real direction to it. So what were the challenges that I faced prior to the E5 method? I think some of the biggest ones that I thought about are the ones that I really noticed, especially when I started working with Todd Brown with E5 and going to the MFA conferences, which is when I first sort of really started to get into that tribe, it was kind of this learning model where I would learn something and read it, but not really know if I was implementing it correctly at all, and not really being able to take what was happening. It's like, okay, read, X, Y, Z, but then take X, Y, Z to what I was doing. So it was like there was this knowledge that wasn't applicable or able to be used, because it just felt like everything was, again, almost like so random. It's like, okay, well, this sounds like a cool trick to do some marketing, but I don't know how to apply it. I don't know if I'm applying it right. I don't know what I should be doing next. I'm just sort of throwing stuff at the wall and hoping that something would stick. So how did it feel as a business owner if I didn't get this area fixed, and what was at stake? Really, what was at stake was really everything. I mean, when we came to Panama, we didn't know what we were going to do, and that's why I got into online marketing. I had been doing some construction and real estate investing before that, but I couldn't really do any investing when we came in 2008. We just lost everything, so I had no money to invest in anything. Couldn't really get into construction because it was kind of a wrapped up field, and I mean, Panamanians would take it. It's a very different construction model. Everything was different. Like I wouldn't know where to even start. So that wasn't open to me. So online marketing was kind of everything. That was my only option as to what I was going to do. And to me, what was at stake was I'd have to limp home, with my tail between my legs, limp back to Canada, probably go work at some retail store somewhere, essentially thinking that I was a loser and a failure. Basically, I said, if I didn't make this work, somehow I'm a failure, and I have to make this work, otherwise I'm just never gonna be able to show my face again. How did I first come across Todd in the E5 method? I actually came across him twice, and I didn't take action the first time. And then, like I said, because I was always looking and always searching, Todd's stuff started to come up again, and I just started reading his stuff. And that would have been right around probably E5 camp, I guess, or I don't know if it was called E5 camp at the time, but the E5 method. I just looked at it and it's like, okay, this makes sense. This seems systematic. It was sort of speaking to all the things all these little things that I'd heard, but didn't really understand how to implement it all. And I'm trying to remember if I went to I would have taken E5 and then gone to the first MFA conference after that. It was kind of the combination of the two that really got me into the camp, because all of a sudden it's like, now I'm talking to real people who are actually doing this stuff. I feel like I'm part of a tribe. I feel like I'm part of something that's actually going on. And I feel like I'm actually finally putting the pieces together. I think probably one of the big ahas, and it's still one that to this day is still kind of an aha, but I still sort of almost struggle with. I don't want to say struggle with, I sometimes forget the importance of, but would be just the whole research phase. And that you're just not going out there and just writing a bunch of stuff that you think about whatever, you think about your product, or you think about your promotion, or you think you know about your prospect, but actually how to get to really cement who your prospect is and do the research to who your prospect is and who the competition is. But not just that so much, because there's obviously other stuff to talk about research, but talking about starting from, I remember he said starting with intuition and then going from there. And I think that was a big ha-ha. It's like, okay, here's who I think they are. So now that gets me a place to start. And now I can go out and do the research and do the competitive research and the avatar research and all those things. And just having a system to do that as well sort of played into that, because now it's like I have a starting point and I actually have an end path for that type of research. I think that was probably the biggest aha, is that it's not just writing good copy, it's writing copy to the right person. So how did things change when I started to listen to Todd and the E5 message? Well, what's changed is, I think, a belief and a confidence, I guess, that's come from that. Obviously that's a struggle. We all have wins and loses sometimes too. But I think there's a confidence in knowing that now we know that there's a proven process. If we can actually sit there, give up our ego, get off our butts and actually do what we have to do, that there is a proven path to A and B. It's just a matter of making yourself get out there and do it. One specific win that happened because of Todd and the E5 method. So since we're talking mostly about the E5 method, I'm probably going to go back to one of the first big promo wins that I did, which was, we talked about it on stage one time at one of the MFAs, but it was sort of the first big promo where everybody I was working with was hoping to get $10,000 out of this promo. And I'm like, I've just gone through this E5 method. I know what I'm doing. I should know what I'm doing. And everybody's like, well, if we can get 10,000, we're going to cover our costs on here. And I'm going, no, we're going to knock this out of the park. We're doing 6 figures. And, no way, it's not going to happen. And we actually did well over 6 figures on that promo. And I think that was probably one big win because it was just getting back to that confidence again. It's like, okay, I really actually can be successful if I do what I'm told. So what would I say to somebody who is on the fence and not sure if the E5 method can make a difference to their business? Get off the fence. I don't understand why there would even be a hesitation. Well, I mean, I can understand why there could be a hesitation because obviously I've been there too. But I mean, the E5, it comes with such an ironclad guarantee. So I can be 100%, give you 100% faith in doing this is that A, if you follow what you're told, you're not going to need to use the guarantee. You're not going to care about the guarantee. It's absolutely not going to matter. But since it's there, get off the fence, just go and do it already.